Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. It is the 27th of June. Okay, market is due to open in just over a minute. So, hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? So, quick change. I have decided I'm taking on too much with three charts. I was trading one yesterday on one account, and I was focusing more on that single one because of the less stress. Hey, Speedy. Hey, K3. So I decided just to stick to the original two, the CL. So I've got 10 of my accounts on the CL and 10 of my accounts on the ES, looking at three. And it's changing the dynamics of it as well, trading one account on the NQ. NQ bounces around a lot more. I find a little bit more stressful to trade. And because I was trading the one, I was trading quite carelessly yesterday, so I did take another trade later on that one and managed to get 400 back, but I was still about 550 down for the day on that one account. But that one account I have been trading for a while, so it's still probably a little bit ahead of a lot of my low ones anyway. So I've just got two screens on, both at full screen, so I can see them both clearly anyway. So the NQs had to be ditched, I'm afraid. So just the ES and the CL. That CL, I seem to be doing 3 times the amount of trades that I have been on the ES. So it's definitely worthwhile that. It moves quite nicely. It's a little bit slower than the NQ, not quite as dynamic. So I think this is a better option for me. I've literally got, because I had the one screen above my head, I had two charts on there split into two, so I had to keep zooming out and zooming in, and it was a bit of a pain. So hey Karina, how you doing? Morning, you guys, or afternoon, wherever you are. So I was looking at this. We kind of had 1-2. It was kind of a triple test, but the bar was a little bit poor. Although it's probably going to work, but also we're coming up to the open. We've already had the open now. In fact, that was probably one of the most uneventful opens I've seen. Market's been open now about a minute, and it's not really doing much, is it? But yeah, I was looking at that one there. It did come back. It did. Whether it triggered there or not, I don't know. But I pretty much would have taken it out at the top. But to be fair, it's in a very, very tight range, so you haven't got a lot of room to manoeuvre. It's probably only about 2 or 3 points to the top, isn't it? Yeah, 3 points. And if you're getting in here, you've got about 1.5 points. Too much risk, I think, for 1.5 points. Let me have a look at this. That may be a better option for going long, in fact. The top fits a little better now. It didn't fit as much, so it looks to me like it may be working up there. So there is still some distance to that measured move, but maybe if we can get like another 2 legs back or something, and we find something up there, who knows. But I think that fits a little bit better now I've pulled that out a touch. Tops fit a little nicer. There was that little bit of a vacant bit there, which tells me that we may be losing a bit of momentum, but we'll see. We're still a little ways away, so we could get a break here, which I don't think is a terrible thing. I can probably take that down a bit to there, maybe. So we're pushing up. Maybe we get a leg and a leg. If we can drop below here, we may get a second leg there. Okay, that's good. So first entry, if we can get down here, a little bit of a breakout with a bullish bar, that might be an option. So we have got some news coming up in just over 25 minutes, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Pending home sales. Didn't we have some pending home sales yesterday? Okay, so it would have worked. Trouble is you don't want to sit through that, really, do you? So, in fact, that actually fits even nicer. The the top fits even nicer. In fact, you probably can go up to there actually. Yeah, so if we can get a little bit of a breakout pullback and a higher low here, we've got some distance to this measured move. Trouble is, so much of the time now it just takes off, doesn't come back. There's a possible second entry short there.
Order submitted.
Channel down, second entry short. See how this finishes. Not much room to the lows though, that's the problem. God, it's massive. See if we can get on a limit order. I was hoping that wasn't going to be as big as that. I mean, it is a nice bearish bar. I just don't want that much risk, to be fair. Let's see how much it is. So you took above there. That's like $320. I don't want that. If we can get back up to there, may have a go at that. Nah, it's going to be too late, I think. That's kind of like my maximum risk. If you got it on the nail there, much. Let's have a look at this. May push down below there, but with a leg down like that, two legs back up, would be nice to do something. Okay, we're up to that measured move on here now, so it'd be nice to say maybe do something like that. Who knows, we need to get a bit further up. I want another test of that with a bearish bar ready before we get too much lower. See if we can get another bearish bar up here. Still not much, to be fair. Right down at the bottom again. Tempted to take a limit order up here on this. Okay, so it's working.
Order cancelled.
Just not sure about this. Maybe that's a small break. Maybe there's an overshoot. In fact, if I bring that like that, maybe there is it's hard to say really. So it did work, and there is a lower high there. Trouble is, we're very close to those lows. We've just got no space really, and we need to. If I'd have taken that one on the nail to the lows, there's nothing. Even if I'd have taken that one there, there's still not much. So that, I would suggest, is definitely an overshoot. Right up at these highs. Tempted to take a short here. We may get it's quite a small bar. Let's have a look, see how that
Order
works.
submitted.
Where's that news? We got a bit yet. Five ticks, not much risk, is it?
Order cancelled.
Summer trading, yeah. You may be right, mate. Yeah, there wasn't. I mean, I was waiting for the little splurge or the little move. And I noticed it was 1 minute after the open and there was just nothing really. So, yeah, there will be people taking holidays, won't there? Mind you, having said that, although there's not a lot of trades around today, if I could get 2 points, 3 trades a week on an account, it's actually a stack of money in all honesty. So 2 to 3 trades in a week. Ideally 3, if I can get 3 trades in a week. So you don't really need a lot. I think most of the times I was just taking on too much having 3 charts. The trouble is, because I was trading only one account on the NQ chart, it was so much more relaxing to trade that. So I wasn't focusing on the other 2. And the trouble is, when you're only taking one, trading one account, you probably take a little bit more aggressive trades. I was certainly doing that. I was down $1,000 on that one account. I got about 400 and something back. But that count was maybe 400 or 500 more than some of the others because I've been trading it for a few days. But it's just too much. Two charts is fine. I've got 2 charts on full screens now, so I can quickly glance my eyes up and I kind of know where I am. But 3 is just too much, I think. So, but that market yesterday was hard going. I think Mac mentioned it a couple of times, didn't he? It was hard going. Not a good day. That's the kind of day you want to take off. We certainly had our patience exercised recently, haven't we? That's for certain. So let's have a little look here. Are we getting a little bit of sideways there, I think? Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of congestion there. Yeah. Trouble is that overshoot concerns me. Whether it is... Trouble is, I remember emailing Mac, maybe, I don't know, maybe a year ago or so. And I said, why didn't it, I can't work out why it didn't work. And he went, we've had a small overshoot. And I'm not kidding you, this overshoot was about a third of the size of that one. But then sometimes he'll say, we got an overshoot there, or I'm not convinced it is an overshoot. So I think probably what he's saying there is it's probably a lot down to do with maybe it's an overshoot, maybe it isn't. Probably down to do with maybe just experience, I think. Trouble is, I look at overshoots, and Mac will talk about overshoots. They can have a bigger pullback, or sometimes they can have a correction. Sometimes they'll come back, push straight up, make a new high, and then go a full-out reversal. So they do a bunch of different things. And it's kind of trying to work out what's likely to happen. Have we made 2 measured legs? Could it come down? Have we hit highs over the last couple of days? This is at an area where it could turn. So if it is an overshoot, sometimes it'll make a new high, and then it'll end up, doing something like that. So it's just, it is down to absolute screen time and just experience. It's just one of those things that just gets better and better. I suppose it's like learning a language, like Max says. The more you speak that language, the better you become at it. Blue collar hated, but overshoots is so subjective. Yeah, it is. I'm starting just to make sure. I think what I tend to do is just don't take a trade straight away. Let it sort itself out, figure out what it wants to do. Because it is hard to say. At the moment, it's going a bit sideways. It's a bit congested, so it's a little bit more unclear yesterday. But like Max said yesterday, and I mentioned it a few times, there was no rhyme nor reason. It was just almost random. I forget what word Mac used, but it's just there's no patterns to it. It's complete random. And obviously, really, to take a trade, as he said, you need to know where the market's going, or at least have a good idea of where the market's going. But if it's just randomly bouncing up and down, it is hard to trade, and we do have days like that, really. But the trick is it's just to stay out, really, until you see something which you think, when you're relatively new, it's almost damn impossible, but it's what you have to do. So if we come down, go up a little bit, and have a break here, there is a good chance we could start coming back in in a channel. That's a spike in channel. We've had maybe an overshoot. In fact, it is sort of acting like an overshoot. We came back. We had 2 pushes up a new high, and it's coming back relatively strongly. So that's generally how overshoots can react. And obviously, we've been up to these levels before. When we got up here before, we came back. We got up here again, we came back. So we're certainly in an area where we could turn. So what I am starting to look at, just for curiosity, is ICT concepts. I see quite a few people talking about that and trade them now. It kind of makes sense. You know, you push up. We have a gap here. Generally comes back and fills it. We know market generally likes to fill gaps. But there was someone I was watching, a guy I was watching. I think he was risking 1 to make 3, and he had about a 50% win rate. But I kind of like, in the next few weeks, I want to put £5,000 of my own money into account and just trade, which is about $6,000. Just trade it on one contract. Destroying ICT. Well, yeah, but he might have. But there are a lot of people that trade it and seem to do really well. That's what I don't understand. It's kind of like saying he's destroying a strategy. I don't see how you can destroy a strategy unless you know how it works. I mean, when I first started doing this, I had people saying, "Oh, Max doesn't work," blah 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 blah. You can't know that until you've tried it. Now, I know it, and I've had a rough ride of it, just like other, but I've been doing it long enough now to know it does work. It 100% works. The price action really just doesn't lie. There are areas that look like a trade, but if you put 10 trades in front of me now, 10 setups, and put one beautiful setup, I'll tell you exactly which one it is. So, you know, it can be done, but I think people think these strategies are a lot easier to read and a lot, you know, easier to learn than they are. It's just purely down to putting it to the right context, and that's the trouble. You can comfortably trade one contract at $2,000. Yeah, I think the thing is, though, the last time I used my own money, it didn't last very long. So I think it's because, you know, a few people have said to me, "Oh, I can trade 2 or 3 contracts on a PA," but when I trade my own money, it's a very different story. So, I mean, £5,000, that's about just over $6,000. One contract. I'm risking a very small amount. But what I would like to do with that, because there's no issues with any type of drawdown, I would like to try and swing trade it a little bit. So it's a little bit less stressful. You know, you see a couple of moves, maybe on the 5-minute chart or whatever. You put an order in, put your stop here, put your thing up here, and kind of let it work. The trouble is with this, with price action and scalping in general, it is quite stressful. You know, because it's very fast moving, you've got to make quick decisions, and you can get those decisions wrong. So I kind of would like another element to me trading. And when I did this mentorship with a guy called Andrew Lockwood I mentioned before, there was another guy that worked with him, an American trader who'd been trading for years, and he swing trades and he scalps. So that lag popped up then. So let's keep in mind we got this news. So, you know, there are different, you know, certain traders do different things. Some scalp and swing, some just more into day trades. There's all sorts of, but I would like just to maybe learn an extra strategy or a few setups where you have a little bit more time to think and a little bit less stressful. You kind of, you know, you mark it up, you bung it in, and away you go. But there was a girl, Trades by Tanya. I was watching a bit of her last night, and she does that ICT concepts, and she seems to do well on it. So I'm saying now that is an overshoot. Now, I see that a lot in overshoots. It'll come back, make a new high, and then drop. I did mention it now. In fact, it'll probably end up doing something like this because we've had a push high. So I think I will be looking to short this and not to go up for a new high. I know Thomas Wade sometimes after this, we've had an overshoot, talks about still making a new high. I don't think we do all the time. So if we can get a decent, I'm not saying it won't, but if we can get a decent enough short, just looking at this at the moment, looks like a few traps there. There's a failure there, which is above the EMA, but this is, I'm not sure this is a break or not. I wouldn't be thinking about going long here, so we'll see. Bill, how you doing, mate? I haven't been in here for a while. How's the trading? It's going all right, mate. I've had 20 accounts now. The newest one is coming up a month. The oldest one is about 2.5, 3 months. I've had 3 payments out of 3 of them. And I've managed to keep these accounts. It's been slow because I'm trading 10 at a time. So when I've had trades, I've probably come out for a point or a point and a quarter, whereas I should have, come out for 2 points is my normal. But because I'm trading a bit more accounts, but I'm in a good place now. I haven't revenge traded or done anything stupid, or I haven't had that horrible sickening feeling you get. I've taken questionable trades, but I haven't what I would call. So I'm well, mate. How are you anyway? How's your trading going? I'm hoping everybody has improved. I think they will. If I mean, a lot of you guys have been here for a while now. If you're coming here every day and trading, you can't help but improve, really. You can't sit in front of these charts every day and not get better at it. It's kind of a physical impossibility. So let's have a look. I like that little bit of rejection there. So if we can get a lower high or maybe a second entry short or something like that. Let's just put that there like that. But one, we've had that overshoot and we've made a new high. And we've been up here a few times before. So we could get a leg down with a couple of attempts to go on another leg down. Just need a setup, and unfortunately sometimes it just does this and then just down it goes. A lot of inconsistencies in the dude, what he claims, that's all. Strategy might work like a... Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, and you'll know this, Brant, you'll know this, you can't spend... I mean, how long does he spend on his video? I don't know. A week? I mean, one of his videos, he said it took 3 months. You can't do max strategy for 3 months and know whether it works or not. You just can't do it. It's not so much the strategy. It's obviously applying it to the correct context of the market. So I actually really like the guy. I think his videos are brilliant. He may even be a better video, a better YouTuber than he is a trader. I believe he trades as well, doesn't he? But I think his real skill, in all honesty, is making videos. I think he's very good at it. But you can't just pick a strategy up and, do it for a couple of weeks and go, oh, that's crap. Let's make a video on it that it's rubbish. It doesn't work. I mean, just by the very nature of ICT concepts, talking about fair value gaps, we know when we have bars that move up particularly strong, market generally likes to fill these gaps. We already know that. And if you think about it, if you had one here, we had a push up and we had 2 legs back to pick up this fair value gap, we kind of know it's a second entry short. So I think a lot of these strategies are interlinked. They're kind of very similar. And I think they're just called different things. But, I see other traders who don't trade pats who talking about 2 attempts to go higher. I'm looking for a short here. And, if you look for a short, we look for a certain pattern. And that bearish bar in a short, is kind of universal, isn't it? Not going too bad. Took a break. I think the break's a good idea for a month. That's a good choice, mate. But been back in the past week, and so done a bit of strategy tweaking. Yeah, this is the thing that does take time, and it does take time. Sam, for instance, 5 trader came back, had a break, came back. I think he had a bad day, didn't he? Deleted his video, and he's took another break. So I think taking a break is a good idea, because I went through the same thing that Sam's going through, taking too many trades and then blowing accounts. You get a few payments and then you blow a few. And once you've had a payment and you think now things are changing, when you lose them, I think they are even more. But I guess it is. I've had a few more days to cool down, but he'll be back. Here's another one that will stand the test of time, Sam. He's a committed guy, but you need to be for this. Okay. News, folks, in less than a minute. So if you're in a trade now, leg in a leg or lower high there would be lovely. He's around, mate. I noticed, I was watching a bit of his stream on my phone just to see how he's getting on, and I think he was down. I can't remember. I couldn't really see, but I think he took 5 trades and lost 3 of them or something. And then I was going to look later to see how he got on. I noticed he deleted it, and then he's not been back for a couple of days. So I know how he feels, and I know what he's doing. He's had another bad day, blown another account. He'll take a few days off and come back. He's got staying power, Sam has. But it is frustrating. I did the same. Okay, news. Anticlimax. I did exactly the same. When you get a few payments, you kind of get quite pleased with yourself, and then you blow a few more accounts, and it hurts even more. But it's going out for a bloody big hike and climbing over, little walls constantly. You think you've made it, and then there's another wall in front of you, and so on. But sooner or later, over time, those walls get smaller and smaller. But I fully understand it now, how it works, and, how that slow tick over day by day. It's like any type of job, really, where there's a real skilling. It's kind of like an art in a form. These artists, they paint over years, and they get better and better. And as Max says, it is like reading a language. But there's a difference between being able to say a few words, where's the toilet, 2 beers, please, to be able to speak it fluently and understand it fluently. And even sometimes when people get fluent, you've still got to listen and maybe get people to repeat. So, okay, so that news hasn't done much. So let's just check. It is at 1500. 1500's come and gone. He'll be back, Sam. I've noticed Panda's disappeared. He hasn't done a video for a few weeks. I'm not quite sure why. I know Moo I have a look for Moo now and again. He's not come back. I liked him. I thought he was a nice lad. Yeah, Moo disappeared. He's not really trading the Pats. I think he is, mate. I think he is. Oh, he's on holiday, is it? Okay. I think he is, but he's bending the rules. It's exactly what I did. Hey, Chris, how you doing, bud? I traded Pats, and a lot of people used to say to me, why'd you take that? That's not Pats. It's because I was taking riskier trades, because I couldn't control my emotions, and I wanted to try and make money, and I wanted to do trades. Good on you, mate. The only difference I do, really, apart from Mac, is I tend to want to go for 2 points, but I think that's probably a lot more common now. But yeah, I think he does still trade Pats. It's just obviously if he's taking, lower highs, they'll be down here and too far from the MA, in my opinion. But you've got to take them and lose them to realise, and that's what Sam's going through now. And it is frustrating, but sooner or later, you start to filter all those out. It is, Max uses a good word, organically, and that's kind of how it happens. You can't really show someone how to trade. You can give them the basics and give them some guidance, but ultimately, it's those brain cells constantly being tweaked. Every day you trade and something new happens, or you get caught out, or you lose a trade, or you make a mistake. It's that very, very. It's almost like fine tuning a Formula One engine. There's mechanics, and there's mechanics that work on Formula One cars that have been doing it for years. And that's kind of, in fact, you know what? This kind of looks like it may make a new high, so maybe that isn't an overshoot. Leg down. We came up to the EMA, pulled back from it, then pushed up really strong. So a second entry long gear, I don't think, is a bad option.
Order submitted.
Or it could be down to attempts to go higher. I mean, it's 2 legs back, so that's for certain, isn't it? Let's have a look here. Hopefully it doesn't end up here before it finishes. I just like the way we've pushed up strongly. 2 legs back to the EMA. I'd like to tick below there. Come on. 2 ticks, come on. Tick below it there. That'll give that chance to count down. Okay. That's good. Come on, do us a favour. Come on, be kind, you tosser. Sorry about my language. It is frustrating, isn't it? Strong push up the EMA, 2 nice legs down, trapping that short. It's probably still going to go up in it. Let's have a look. Well, I can't trade that. I think that's where that second chart with the tick offset may come into practice. Yeah, Thomas Wade said bad bar. I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor ends up taking that on a better bar. No, it's not going to work, is it?
Order cancelled.
That's frustrating, isn't it? Because if that would have been a good bar, it was about 8 ticks. So that was a reasonable risk. 2 nice leg backs. You at least expect to get to the top there. Not that there's a lot. There is more than you think. So if you went for 2 points, or even I'd have probably gone for a 1.5 there and been happy with that. That's a real shame, that, because that would have been a classic little looking trade. In and over yet, we still may get a higher low for yeah, same here before. I was taking way too many trades and giving up profit silly trade. Oh, mate, how many times have you seen me do stupid trades here and just give money back? Trying to incorporate some ICT concepts into the mental side of trading. It feels good. Yeah, I think anything you learn to do with trading is only ever really going to be beneficial. Filling your head with too many strategies, maybe not, but Max, I've got Max firmly in my head. I know what a good setup looks like. I just wish we had some. But, learning another strategy for maybe more of a swing trade, I don't think that's a problem. But I think sometimes, and not only that, the more experience you get, the better this stuff gets in your head. You probably could take on a little bit more. But if you're new, I wouldn't do 6 months of this and then learn something else. I think you have to, you have to sort of master this. Well, I say master it. Maybe we never do, but you at least need to get to a level where you understand how this works. And one of the biggest advantages of learning another strategy, we already understand how markets work because you learn it, taking this. So I think learning another strategy it might be nice for a scalper to do a bit of swing trading for once, because we're used to high pressure, fast moving, quick decision type markets, aren't we? And I think trading is 75. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. But if you look at me, listen to me now, and then listen to the way I used to be, I was almost like a freaked out raving nutter on some of my older videos. Rubbish. Which church? The breakout that. Which church? Oh, of course you are from Whitchurch, aren't you? I remember now. Now I know. Yeah. You have to have a break, mate. You have to have a break. I used to go at the parachute centre at Whitchurch, Tilstock Parachute Centre, back in my younger days. Spent many a time pissed out my brains in the doddy. we go out on a Friday night, get absolutely hammered, and then jump out of a plane with a hangover. It's kind of madness, isn't it? Yeah. I even remember being sick in the plane once. That's how much I'd had the night before. That's not what you want. Lower high fell, second entry long. Maybe you're thinking that way, are you, mate? Yeah. Sometimes, though, when it does this, it does tease longs in. And I've been trapped going long. We had something similar yesterday. When we have something like this, I don't jump in. I like to give it a chance to break and make a new extreme, because that to me is a little channel. You may even say, if you're thinking that's a channel, that may be an overshoot, so it may send it down that way. So I'm not thinking about longs just yet. I'll tell you what I will try. There is a possibility, and look how that kind of ended. There is a possibility of a bigger channel, a leg up, a correction. So there is a possibility of a bigger channel. It's a bit too early, but if we can continue on up, then I think that might be an option. It's touching, well, it's going to touch there, isn't it? But it kind of touches it, and it doesn't visually look that bad, does it? So that's an option. But I'm still not ready to take a long just yet. I want a little bit more confirmation than that. I'm just going to take a quick picture of that. So overshoot gave us a push up and a strong pullback, followed by a move up. Kind of a leg and a leg. I am kind of happy to say, irrelevant to this now, that's pushed up strong enough to make me think that we're going to break those highs, or at least have an attempt. So, I mean, at the moment, I'm just more sort of expecting the high to get broken, but if it comes back after that and continues on up, I might drag that other, larger thingamajig in the trend channel. So, channel break, I don't think that is an overshoot, in all honesty. I think it's negligible, so we've had a break. A couple of attempts off. So, I kind of wish I'd have taken that, but it is a damn big bar. I would have been risking $300 odd, although it didn't work. It came up first to just to allow you to have a fresh change of underwear, and then came back. But in all honesty, the lower high there was a little bit too far from that EMA for me, and not only that, we just got no space left to the low. So we got balls of steel on that. Not only that, it was kind of 1, 2, 3. It was also a triple test, trapping some longs. There's going to be traders thinking long on this CL, so there'd have been some longs in that for sure. Not a massive amount, judging by how much it came down, but I think it's fair. We're going to get a new low from there, but we didn't even really get we wouldn't have been able to get it on a limit order. When that came back, I was very tempted to jump in on that bar for a limit order, which would take away a chunk of it. But once this started to come back, my natural thought was range. And if we come up, we may take that out. So I kind of, sometimes when you miss the bus, you just might as well just not bother. You know, you might as well just walk. Just took a long on the NQ for 20 points. Good on you, mate. So 50 points on the day. That's good enough for me. Yeah, I'll be happy with that, mate. To be honest with you, if I could take a trade 3 days a week for 2 points, I'll be over the moon, because that would be over $2,000 a month per account. And you got 20 accounts, you can work that out, can't you? Even if you had a bad month or a bad week. And I've also been trading micros on my PA just to get back at something. Oh, that's a good idea, mate. I think there's a lot to be said for micros. I think they're more useful than people think. Put it this way, I bet you straight away feel less pressure, don't you? And the beauty with micros as well, you know, if you wanted to do 5 micros, you could use one as a runner, and you're only really be risking $25 a point. So you have got more options if you want to split things up a bit. 1 point of profit. I know, yeah. It does seem that just getting profit nowadays seems to be hard. When you see all this massive move and you think, oh, if I just bought down here, but it's so much harder to make profit than it looks. If you look at this market now and think, well, if I'd have got in there, look at that, I'd have made a profit if I'd have gotten here. But you never really know that. That's the thing. So it is a lot harder to make money than people realise. It looks easy, but, you know, we're looking at a chart after it's already kind of happened. So we've made a new high there. I love micros. Yeah, I think micros are a good idea. I sometimes use 5 micros instead of 1 NQ. Yeah, you have got that option to do runners if you like. I'm not a fan of runners personally, but that may change. It's just at the moment. But I change, obviously, trade minis, and trading 2 minis. It's harder to have that option because obviously, you know, you've got to split it up 1 and 1, and you know, I've always had that idea. But I see so many people sometimes. I used to watch Thomas Wade, see the market go up 6 or 8 points, and it'd come out and get him for break even, and I used to bang my head thinking, why don't you just get something out of it? And then I started looking at, okay, if I'd have gone for runners over the last week, or I'd have took all my profit, which would have been more profitable. And at one point, it started to see that I might as well just take the points. Not only that, the longer you're in a trade, if something does go wrong, or some sort of dramatic news comes out, you know, once you're in that trade, you've got to be kind of be alert. Whereas I kind of like to get in and get out, and then I'm zero again, you know. Allow me to generally for larger stops. Yeah, absolutely. And less, yeah, absolutely less stress. You could trade as little as a micro. You're risking $5 a point. You can't even buy a beer for $5, can you? Probably some places. But yeah, let me see if this... I don't know. I like to sort of have a vision of where things may go. And we've touched. If we get 2 legs down and bounce off there, that would tell me this is likely a 2-tiered channel. So I just posted on the forum and someone went, too much space. We haven't got a new high. Well, we've got a new high now, and that space could potentially be a 2-tiered channel. 1 tier, pull back. If that continues up there, see, it may work. But this is more of an area of interest and possibility. But look at that all of a sudden. Is that random, or is it going to push straight through it, or is it going to bounce? I don't know. I like to try and work out where things may go. CL, what are you doing? 2 legs down, couple of legs up with a break higher, still possible second entry long, don't like it. Trap, triggered, short. Is this thing coming down now? I don't know. First time I looked at the CL, I thought I'm going to make a fortune off this. And ever since, it's like crap. Put it this way, I think to trade the NQ, you've got to have bigger balls. Somehow I don't feel a man while I'm trading it. So we have made a new high there, so there is a possibility that we could come down. But there's also a possibility that we could go up. Or we could be topping off range highs. Sometimes we'll push up and then start going like that. But at the moment, for me, we've got we are slightly more bullish, I think. But is that 2 legs up? Testing these highs, lower high. Is this going to turn into a failure? Possible failed second entry long, maybe. See if this bullish bar triggers. Update may be a small spike in that update may be a small spike in channel. Are you on about here, from here? Oh, no, I'm not sure you're on about there, bud. Oh, uptrend. I got you. Oh, Rhythmic's just disappeared. You on about something like that, are you? Rhythmic's just done a runner on me. Where are you, Rhythmic? How do you set up that window showing the Apex accounts? Oh, you mean the one that's just disappeared? I'll tell you. Wait 1 second. That one there. You get it from Rhythmic. So if you go into Rhythmic and open a separate window and just make sure you have, if you right click here, you can add and remove columns. So all I do is have the count number minus a few letters and the PL, and then just sort of resize it. If you right click there, you can go into header, change the display, the fonts, hide the banner. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. Yeah, so just open a little window in there and play around with it and you'll figure it out. Yeah, it could be. My slight concern is this though. Just check this definitely isn't anything at the moment. Strange way it kind of fits, doesn't it? Which one's it touching there? It's sat on it there, isn't it? We'll see. Channel break, new low. So we can probably look for a, there is two little legs there, so you've got to be careful that doesn't come down. Trouble is we've already made a high there, so you've got to be careful there. We've got a little channel with 1-2 pushes up. This looks quite strong, so anyone having issues with the Apex copy and not bracket orders? No, I don't use it, but I bought it about a year and a half ago and very soon stopped using it. I just found it was a pain in the arse. I don't want to put you off for nothing, but I know it's been updated since then. But it could be a two-tiered channel. We'll soon find out. If it is a two-tiered channel, we could get another big leg up here. Have a look. Because we kind of been range in the last few days. Really just up, down, up, down, up, down. Between about, what's 10, 20, 30, sort of 35 points. Yeah. I mean, it may be a bigger channel, but we need to keep working up, really. There's so many variables, isn't there? Just looking at this CL up at the moment, I'm just thinking, what's going on here? 2 legs down. Is this likely to come down or go up? Just can't really tell at the moment, can you? This is just not really telling me much. Be nice to trap some longs here. That will give us a possible second entry short. I'd like to see that bar trigger if it doesn't go too much higher. It's kind of a higher low. My concern is we've already made a new high. I'm not sure how I feel about this channel. I don't like that sticking up there. So this to me looks a little bit of a I don't know, cautious area. Lag. Let's see if we trap any longs here.
Order submitted.
It's going to be too damn big, isn't it? Thing's massive. Trouble is, I don't like the way, if it breaks below there, it's going to push, and that's where I'm going to drop my order in, so it may not even pick up my order. How big's that? It's not as big as I thought. Might just be too late, though. I may change this to one contract. Let's see what happens. Maybe not. 1, 2, 3, possible triple test. Who knows?
Order cancelled.
See if that gets triggered and trapped. Lag and a lag. I have a feeling that may get trapped. So that my S chart always looks like yours, but CL, does it not? I've reloaded it. That to me looks like a trap. I'm not even a fan of that thing, to be fair.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Slightly better, bud, is it? What I will tell you is I'll open my data. Just check yours is the same as mine. I've got it set to 3 days. Breaker EOD is not selected. Does it matter? Let's select it, see if it makes a difference. We haven't got a second entry short there. Is that more like it? Is that actually better? Is that any different? Break in a day. So I'll leave it like this then, shall I? Doesn't really make a difference to me, I don't think. It does make a difference in the bars. Just can't bring myself to go long here because I have a feeling. Leg. See what happens here. Took the triple test long. That one there, I was looking for a triple test short actually. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's as we've been up here and already made a new high. I'm not sure. I'm just not really sure what's going on. Or is that channel actually starting to maybe become valid now? So have a look. Doesn't actually fit that bad, does it? For me, we're coming down. We've made 1, 2, 3 attempts to go higher. This to me looks like it's struggling to get up. And I have a feeling we've got a leg. A couple of attempts higher. This is going to come down below there. I could be wrong, but whenever it's really slowly starting to grind there, it makes me nervous. I'm hoping it actually goes the other way and we get a second entry long, but I fear for that position there. Hopefully it'll hold. So if you went a tick above there, see, they've got a 1.5 comfortably. See what happens here. 1, 2, 3. Go on, push up. Still struggling. What I will say is we are still, looks like we're working, so it may still work. Trouble is, whenever it's slow like this, just now and again, I've been in trades like this before, and all of a sudden it just tanks down to here. I kind of hope it doesn't, but my feeling is it may. Mind you, there'll be some longs below there, maybe long stops. I can't see many more. That's your next sort of point. That's just too low, surely, isn't it? We may have a leg and a leg. But I suppose it is possible. We have this leg up. We have 1 attempt to go lower, 2nd attempt to go lower. So we may have a leg and a leg, and then up we go. More of a penguin style trade. So I don't know. I know when it's slow like this, scares me. It's like when your wife just stares at you and you think, uh-oh, what have I done? She hasn't told me about. I'm more consistent to have, it's more consistent to have a break at end of day. Otherwise, everyone's CL will look the same. So what you're saying, bud, I should select it or deselect it? You tell me, mate. You seem to know more than me. I don't really understand what. Shall I check it? Shall I leave it or uncheck it? Select. Okay, select it. How many days have you got, bud? Have you got 3? Because I think that can make a difference. So does yours look the same as that? Okay, so it's selected. You've got the day, the days to load. How many have you got? It don't really make a difference to me, but ideally, if it looks the same. What I will say is I'm doing 3 times the amount of trades on the CL. I like it, although it's been crap for the last couple of days, because it's nice and slow and methodical, and it works at very similar speed to the ES. But you do seem to get more trades, so I do like it. So I've got 3 days there set for 3 days. I don't think it really matters either way, does it? Or maybe it does. I don't know. Let's get rid of that. It doesn't matter how many days got you. At the start of a brand new date, D starts the first bar. Okay. Because I've noticed sometimes if I change it, sometimes if you've got a gap down on one from open, it tends to fill it, or maybe if you get one big bearish bar, it gives you a few more bars. So it does tend to change it a bit. So this thing looks like it's going to go up. We need to get a bit up here, really, above this lot to start working up, I think. I've got to say, it's much better having just the two charts. The one above my head is on a full screen, so I can see things quite clearly now. It's still struggling. I think it's going to have a bit of a flush down. Mind you, look how it's riding up that line. Okay, what time is it? I'm going to let it do its stuff. I'm just going to take a quick few-minute break. 3 to 5 minute break, make a quick cup of coffee, and I will be back. Okay, okay. Let's get rid of that. Okay, what's going on here? Let's get rid of that for now. It was always a possibility. Does actually look more like it's starting to range now. Mind you, too late. We could have 2 legs up, 2 legs down. It could go higher. Yeah. Yeah, see, that CL chart is just chopping up and down, isn't it, really? It's not really telling us much, so it's a bit dangerous to trade this. And same again. What the hell do you do here? It's what I like is we've got a leg and a leg, so it could potentially go higher. But I really don't know. Another day of not very clear. Leg, couple of pushes up and a leg. See what happens at the bottom here. So it is starting to look like we've got a leg down, a couple of attempts to go higher and then down again. It is starting to look like it might be just ranging. We'll soon find out how we get down to here. There is a lower high there. It's come a little bit far down. What I will say, if this thing's looking for liquidity, it's going to find some under there. Hmm. Okay, nice looking channel, bit of an overshoot, expect a deeper pullback. If we can get a couple of legs up to here, maybe looking for a short down there. It's certainly pushing down at the moment with that overshoot there. New high, leg down, leg down. So big push up, 2 legs down, another push up maybe later, who knows. Leg and a leg, if we can get up here somewhere. I think the chance of getting down here are pretty good, I think. But we need to get up to, ideally up to that midline and give us something bearish. Yeah, they can be really useful. I've moved this out there a little bit because I still think that we're ranging and we're likely to get down here. So if I can get a good enough setup, because obviously what overshoots can do is just give you a stronger pullback. But obviously nothing's guaranteed. It is frustrating when it kind of pushes up and comes down. It doesn't give you no setup. Mind you, we still could get it yet. If we can get something here, lower high, go on, get up. Come on, push up. Push up, tag that line and give us a nice lower high or a second entry short, something nice. My only slight concern is we got 3 touches there, so it's got to be further back here, but there's 3 touches, bounce, bounce, bounce there. And I'm pretty sure if I take that left, yeah, we're not far off there as well. So we want to get up here really for a short, because I want to be out here ideally before those bodies. I want it to feel relatively, or finish relatively full. That's perfect, that is. Now push up here and then come down bearish. It's frustrating when it does that. Half the bars are only caught down. Look at that. That's going to be down here before the thing finishes. There probably are some traders who will drop a short order there or maybe there and hope it moves down. But I mean, look at that. It's 14 ticks. Thing isn't even finished out. Look at that. So 15, 16 ticks. I mean, look, you've got to be out before the bottoms. I mean, it may come down, but it's more relevant, really. I mean, if it had ticked above it, I may have put an order down there and took it on the engulfing, because if it ticks above there and comes down there, I think there's a fair chance it's going to break these lows. But lower tick chart. By the time you see a trade, yeah, you may get 2 bars in there, bud, wouldn't you? Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said with that, in all fairness. Let's get down to the 1500 and see what that shows us. Okay, so that's no different. Let's try the 1000. It hasn't really made much difference there. I'm just trying to think. See, everything more or less the same, but the thing about that is there's a second entry short there. You may take that. Let's try the 500. Yeah, so areas like that really doesn't make a bit of difference. But that 1,000 seemed to be a little bit better. I did try trading the 1,000 before. Try the 400. I tried trading the 1,000 before. But someone said, "Oh, you get a lot of fake outs and that." How true it is, I don't know. So leg down. So you've got leg up break. Yeah, you may have had a go at them. It's hard to say, really. I can't. Sometimes when you're on the spot, see, leg down, there was kind of a second entry there, wasn't there? Second entry short, a little bit far from there, mind you. You would have that there, wouldn't you? So maybe that actually looks all right. Yeah, second entry short there for starters. Didn't see that earlier. Maybe a high-low there. Possible second entry short, small bar, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad if you want a second chart, yeah. It's not bad at all. Yeah. I don't think it's a bad idea to trade it with a smaller bar. There is a lower high there, but it's just too far from the EMA. We could come up, stop that out, and have a triple test before it comes down. So, yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea, to be honest with you. This is hard to read, isn't it? You can't really tell whether it's going up, going sideways, or going down, can you? It's kind of just doing nothing really. This CL got it down there with the break, and is it going up? May do. In which case, there's kind of like a failure there, trapping some trouble. Is it got some support up here? So. Is this seal slowly going up? It's hard to say. I did look at that one as a failure. See, we've got a leg up. We've got one attempt to push lower, 2 legs up, and a second attempt to push lower. First attempt, second attempt. More over there, I think. So leg up, 2 attempts. We'll see what happens. But if we can get a good signal off this bottom, maybe a higher low or something, I'll be looking to go long there, because after that push up, really we've come straight down and bounced. We've had 2 legs up. We've come down. We've had a break, gone a bit sideways, and eventually 2 legs down. So down and down. So hopefully I'd expect something like that. Let's see. Well, I say expect. I'd like to see, shall we say. So definitely a couple of attempts. More like I'm just thinking about Penguin's style of reading the markets, 2 legs back. Market likes to do things in 2s, as we know. But we want to get down and have a good solid bounce off here, really. Ideally break below and then sit up and then look for a higher low. I did look at that, but we got all that support there, and it's too far from the MA for me. And I like to think it's going to come down here, but that's building up one hell of a lot of support. Yeah, you too, Chris. Take it easy, bud. It's hard to read this. It could be up, could be sideways. I don't really know. It's kind of going up, but it kind of going sideways. So it's just, it's not the easiest looking chart today. Neither of these are really. It's a little bit more easy to read, but not a lot. Can't do nothing here really. I'm building up a lot of support there. I wonder if the thing's going to bounce. So you could say triple test. Trouble is, you've got a lot of support down here, close to these lows. How much further this thing going to go? I ain't finished yet. See, there's hardly any room, is there? Just can't take that, fortunately. Don't like any of this. A lot of support there. Could trigger you. Sort of be like a sort of double trap. Not easy today. I mean, the thing could absolutely drop like a stone, but I mean, really, just by that the nature of how many times we're getting support there, it's clearly bouncing. Doesn't mean it can't go through. Sometimes, you know, you get it back here, you pick up a little bit more interest, and then the momentum takes it below. There's probably going to be some stops probably below here. If you're going to take that long, probably your stop's going to be below that line, so it may come down, but I can't bring myself to go short. I mean, really, you want to be out for the lows, but I just can't bring myself to go short into that lot. I mean, it could push down here, couldn't it? But we don't know. I'll break it down here. Yeah, it might not be a bad option actually. It's clearly sideways here. If we come down here and get close to this, and then it's definitely starting to look rangy. So we've had a little pop out there. Look, what's going on now? We're going to push up, cleaning off the cobwebs, and up we go. Who knows? See, I mean, there is a possibility. The trouble is, you never truly know. I mean, the thing could end up just coming right down here, couldn't it, to the lows? You really don't know. It could just be a bigger range day, couldn't it? But I would like to see this come down to here. It's actually a failure there. Trouble is, just no space. May smash through this. It does look like it's trying to push lower, but if you're going to train this in a range, you want it to bound it down here, not that low, do you? I mean, it may work. It probably will. Let's trap some longs after that. We've had a couple of pushes up. But it's just too risky, I think. Okay, we touched the bottom. That's good news. So that one did work. I kind of liked it, but as much as I like the look of something, it's just such a lot of support there, so it could come down and trigger and push up. It really could. And it is frustrating when that happens. Fortunately, there's nothing you can really do. So, realistically, this it actually doesn't fit that bad, actually. This may be the bottom of a range that actually works better. We've only really hit here. This was a little bit higher, and this was. So, that's actually not a bad area. Uh, You couldn't really take that in my opinion. You had to give it a chance to retest. Yeah, so we've had a measured move as well. So that's technically played out. There's a second entry short there, which is triggered. I just draw a bigger downtrend channel. Can be valid. Not about here. I did look at something like that. Yeah, it looks all right. I did it earlier when we were up here. Hmm. maybe a spiking channel. That kind of fits better. It was at a funny angle, that was, and now that actually fits a little better. Hmm. Ah. Tough one. Tough one. Not sure about this one. Trouble is, if you have two legs up to there, there is a possibility we're fading this range and it may continue on up. That's the problem, really. And we got four double, sort of a double bottom there, haven't we? I think before I take a trade short here, it's going to have to come above here and then give us a really good bearish indication. Not sure. I'm not sure about that. Okay, channel break. New high. Let's see what happens here. I'd like to test this under here. Come on, let's have another leg up here. Frustrating that, isn't it? It seems to do that. Going back to 2.5, 3 years, when it did this, we'd have a break, we'd have a bearish bar and it worked down. I can't remember it just dropping like that. Sometimes it did, but every time now, these areas where we should get a setup, hopefully get a setup, we just don't get one. Strange. Just wondering whether that's any better. I'm going to get up here, really, I think. I don't know if market is going to be open Friday after the 4th of July holiday. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. So the 4th is on the Thursday, isn't it? I usually have a sheet of paper with it on. Is that right? So 3rd to the 5th, Independence Day. 3rd to the 5th. That just usually means the 4th. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm guessing if it is, it'd quite likely be lower volume, I would have thought, but couldn't find it. Yeah, it's probably something you're going to find out close to the time. 1, 2, 3. Make a triple test here. We'll see. Oh, look at that. Is it too far from there? It may sting you. Needs to be up here, really, in my opinion. Yeah, I've got the CME printout here, and it just says Independence Day holiday schedule 3rd to the 5th. Usually means it's the bit in between, which is the 4th, because Christmas says the 24th to the 26th, which means usually just Christmas Day. I don't know why they've got the 26th. Surely the 26th is a bank holiday, isn't it, you think? I don't know. Trouble is with this one, it may trigger you and then push up to here. Stop that out and create a second entry short there, second entry short stroke triple test. So I'm going to wait here. It's a little bit congested as well. And this market is untrustworthy. It's got a way of stitching you, although it is kind of a lower high and 1, 2, a triple test. I've taken these earlier ones and regretted it because a lot of time it pushes up, stops me out and gives us a beautiful setup then. So I'm just going to hold fire here. You can clearly see there's a bit of congestion. Yeah, do you know what? There still is the possibility of that, but slightly wider. Actually, that fits even better. Which means, yeah, it's a tough one then, isn't it? I can't take that one. One, it's congested. 2, That's not what you want to see. So if you can get a triple test up here, that would be a second entry short then. One leg, two legs back. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if we're
Order
incredibly
submitted.
lucky, we may get one here. But I have a feeling if we do get a bearish bar, it's going to drop like a bloody stone. So we have to keep our fingers crossed here. Yeah, so taking that one's very tempted, but I've taken those earlier ones before and regretted them, so now I tend to just hold fire a bit. It may still work, but the way that's coming back, it's a bit scary, isn't it? I'd rather miss this than take that at the moment. Because one leg back, two legs back, we can get up here a little bit. Having said that, that may be in the channel, so who knows? It's not a massive risk. You could get in here on a limit order, but I just have a feeling about this that sometimes patience pays. Just need a quick push up there. Stop that out ideally, and then come down bearish. But also there's a possibility this is bottoming, so it may not be as nice as we think. But if we get a bearish bar, if it pushes above here and comes down, for me personally, as much as I think there's a possibility, it's just one of those ones you've got to take. We just don't get a lot of setups now. If it finishes nice and bearish, 1, 2, 3, it is a triple test. I think you've got to take it, well, me personally. Oh, sorry about that. There'll probably be some longs there, thinking bottoming.
Order submitted.
Okay, I think you're just going to go for it here. It is a bit congested, but I just think it's one of those things. Sometimes you just got to go for it. So I'm in here. Not a massive risk. I am going to put that above there. It is a little bit more risk, but I think if it breaks above here, it may come down. So let's give it another tick. It is a risk, but there you go. Now that would be a better triple test if it comes down. We'll see. If that finishes bearish, I'm going to bring mine to the top of there. this may be a stinger. But the thing is, sometimes you've just got to go for it. Hopefully, if this is tendons come down, that's probably likely going to be the trap. It's probably a safer place there. It is a couple of extra ticks, but, you know, sometimes you've just got to do it. Yeah, I know, yeah. I'm just relying on a bit of luck here.
Order filled.
Oof. Wow. It is a bit of congested. It's just one of those ones. Sometimes, though, if you don't take it, you miss out. And I mean, it was a triple test. Now it's probably going to clean you out and then go short again. But let's have a look. I gave it a few extra ticks. I just wanted to give it a chance to trigger this and come down. 1, 2, 3. Well, I took it as a triple test. It was a second. I know it was slightly riskier, but it was a second entry short, and more likely it was a triple test. We broke above that bar. But it's one of those things, isn't it? It's a kind of one that sometimes will just work. It is a second. It was a bit congested, I understand that. But once, twice, three, it is a triple test, and lots of time it'll work. So that was 3.25. So minus 2.5. Just wondering if it's going back into the range now. Yeah, sometimes that just work. But it's kind of ranging as well, so I know it's going to be a little bit congested at the top of a range. It was there, and that just shot down, so oh well. Just depends how you've got this channel. I don't know what the hell's going on now. Shorted into the midline. Midline. What midline are you on about? This midline. See on about the midline from this. The trouble is, if you clicking this as a range, and you're short at the top, you expect it to get down to the bottom, which technically I'd have gone for a couple of points there. The range. Well, if you're short at the top of the range, my thought was 1, 2, 3. It's a triple test, so we're going to come down and break the lows. So I got in there, and the plan was to come down for 2 points, which would have been there. But 1, 2, 3, triple test in this range. I'd expected it to come down to the bottoms, which there was plenty of space really. But yeah, I know it was a bit congested, so I know it was more risky. Trouble is, we don't seem to get any setups at the moment. Yeah, there's a failed second entry there, but that didn't really exist until after that trade was triggered. It pushed up then it was a failure. But the trouble is, you don't know whether that's going to trigger and come down for a triple test. You can't rule out the triple test. Sometimes it'll push up, clear something out, and then come down. See, depending on how you see this channel, I'd still expect it to come down and break the lows, but it's hard to say. It's hard to read today because you don't know where's the bottom of the range. Is this now the bottom of the range? It's just so hard to tell. You know, sometimes I see these and I don't take them and they go on to win, so sometimes you're best off just having a go. Because if you keep missing trades, I seem to miss quite a bit of trades nowadays. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it was a triple test. We had this push down, a couple of legs down. So 1, 2, 3. It was a triple test. What made it more aggressive was it was a little bit congested. But it depends how you got this channel. See, I'll try this in. Sorry. See how I was doing today. So we had a similar picture there, didn't we? 1, 2, 3 triple tests there. Yeah, it's kind of what I was looking at. What chart is that you just sent me, Osam? Oh, you comment, I didn't see that. What chart is that? What time frame is that? Or is that just over the days, is it? No, it's different, wasn't it? Because you got a leg down somewhere from here, haven't you, to that one? 2000 tick. Yes. Oh, is that from yesterday, is it? You on about that leg and that leg? That's not right, is it? So you had something's missing on here then. What am I missing here today? So where's your leg down then compared to this one? What am I looking at here? Just the bars don't. So I think it might need a reload. I've reloaded about 3 or 4 times. I don't know if it makes that much difference, does it? So look, because you've got a sharp pull down here, or is that that? Not sure. Channel overshoot, push up 1, 2 pushes down to a new low. Resistance. This is so slow, isn't it? 1,300 days to load for each of my charts open. Grief. Zoomed out sometimes. My PC is a basic. It'd have to be, mate, wouldn't it? Okay, 10 more minutes and I am done, I reckon. Just I've had for a bit. We may have had a small break there and a new high. I'd still like to see this break these lows, or at least attempt. Let's see. Last 2 days, my fault. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. Yeah, it has been awful. Just not a lot of setups, lots of choppiness. Yeah, you're not wrong. I just can't look at a single tree anymore. Yeah, I know what you mean. Trees for the forest, yeah. It is, mate. Yeah. Got it playing on my phone. Just hoping the weather holds out. It's supposed to be 85% rain today. The trouble is, if we get wiped out because of rain, India automatically go through. Yeah, I agree, mate. I always look back. Yeah, I always look back. Leg. So we've got a leg down, leg up, leg down. So we got a leg up, leg down, expecting a leg up. So I'm assuming you're expecting to get up here, are you, bud? Mm. That doesn't help me, mate. Nope. What Discord, mate? The Trader's Den, that one. Yeah, you take it easy, bud. You too, mate. Yeah, you too, bud. You too. What day is it today? Friday. Is it Thursday? Oh, it's Thursday. Yeah. Yeah, you take it easy, buddy. Yeah, I'm not far behind you, actually. 5 more minutes, I think. Just want to see what happens to this. I mean, we're breaking as it is, aren't we? Still no trade from Monday from me. Market's trying my patience. Yeah, you're not the only one, bud. I've done hardly any lately. That's why it hurts even more when you get a loss. Trouble is, the longer you sit here, the more you think, I've got to take something. That was as close to a trade as I mean, forgetting all this, I know it was a little bit congested, but it's finding support there. But once it broke above that bar there, which was a higher low, and that bearish bar triggered, I'd have preferred it a bit lower, but I thought that was going to work down to the bottoms. I was really convinced. Clearly a triple test, clearly a range. You short the tops. But at the bottom, one will say it's kind of flattening out, but we did the same there. And we had 1, 2 triple test there, and we dropped down for a whole new level. So it's one of those things that just, it's difficult. The trouble is you don't have a lot of time to think, and if you miss it and the thing tanks, you'd be kicking yourself. So the trouble is when there's less trade, sometimes it can push your patience a little bit, and sometimes you can get stung, but it's just one of those things you just got to carry on. I mean, there'd have been a time where I'd have jumped straight back in, think, oh, I've been trapped short. But so many times I've done that, and it's triggered me and ended up coming back. So sometimes you've just got to take it on the chin. Well, you have got to take it on the chin, But I don't like taking them, but it doesn't stress me enough to jump in now. I can quite comfortably walk away. You have to, otherwise you'll never make it. But there's also been a time where I'd have tried to get a bit more points when you lose, but I've learnt that way as well. Just take your normal 2 points. You try and get greedy and it stings you. 2 trades, 2 winning 2-point trades, and I'm up. So it's not the end of the world. I almost take it too. But that's, yeah, I was umming and ahhing about it. The trouble is, it was then, but it just pushed down. So sometimes it is a bit, it's a bit stacked there, but if you'd have taken that one, it would have worked if you'd taken that one. So sometimes I'll accept it when it is a little bit, if I think it's trapping the longs. And as we pushed up, there was a higher low there, see? So I thought, when it triggered and came down, a little bit lower, we may have had a bit more of a push. So it was just one of those ones that if you miss, it goes without you. I've been doing this now for 3.5 years, so I'm by far an experienced trader. I'm still learning and still making mistakes and still improving. But I mean, the key is if you take the loss on the chin and move on, you'll be okay. So we've had a small break here and a new high. Well, not quite a new high, but attempted a new high. So it's hard to know what's going to happen here. May we come down and retest these lows? We'll have to see. But if I'm going to go higher, I'd like to see 2 proper legs, really. Possible second entry long, but it's a bit of a doji. It just seems like it's struggling to get up for me, so I'm just going to sit tight here. 1, 2, 3. See, if you don't do nothing, it moves up as soon as you jump in. Yeah, see, good for 2 points. Trouble is, we've had a bit of a break there, so yeah, it's just hard to say. It is frustrating when you see that. But it's a doji, and it's just that little bit more risky, I think. Bloody hell, someone got a better bar. Someone on the forum got a better bar. How the hell did they get that? And someone else did as well. Flipping hell, someone's getting some decent bars here. Hey, Rody, how you doing, buddy? How's your holiday, mate? That's frustrating. I'll tell you what, let's just duplicate that window. Make it a bit smaller. And let's change this. See what we get. See if I deselect that and apply it. See if that looks any better. Actually, it looks worse. What if we change the days? I don't think it really matters, does it? Looks worse. I don't know how these people get these better bars. Ah, now that looks a bit better. Now that I may have had a go at. How did my bar look? Pretty much the same. I'm going to have to look into this second chart stuff. There's something larger there. Oh. Oh, I don't know. Still on vacation. Good on you. I trade bet when you're on vacation. Do you really? See, I think I'd want to avoid it in case you took a loss and it affected your mood a bit. No, I'm nearly done, I think, anyway. It's funny enough, it's bounced off that 61.8 level. I wonder if that makes any difference. That's interesting. So we're looking for that to push through the EMA now. Maybe a larger channel. It's hard to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe there is another channel there. Okay, I'm done for the day, folks, anyway. What time is that? I've been going, 3 hours, 25 minutes, longest day I've had for a while, so I don't know what's going on anyway. But yeah, not the easiest day to read today. Quite choppy in places. Took a loss, first loss for a while, but it happens sometimes. It is what it is. So there you go. So I'm done for the day. So look, I'll be back same time tomorrow. If you're trading, if you carry on trading, best of luck. Have a great evening, and I will be back same time tomorrow. So stay safe. Bye for now.